Join our celebration of Black History Month. Only on New Thought Media Network. New videos every day at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, or watch anytime on our YouTube channel. 28 unique Black History moments. Every day in February. Only on New Thought Media Network.
Hey, peace and blessings, everyone. I'm Rev Skip, and I am so grateful to be here to celebrate Black History Month here at the New Thought Media Network. It's a very important time, especially with what we are going through, and I believe that in this time, we're calling forth more of a recognition of not just diversity, but inclusivity, equality. It's a very important movement. So as we celebrate Black History Month, I want us to recognize some of our pioneers that were African Americans in our movement of developing New Thought. And you might have heard about Paul Revere Williams, or maybe you haven't. So our spotlight is about him. He was a trailblazing pioneer. He was born in 1894. He lived until 1980. And his contribution to New Thought, he helped to build the first Founders Church with Ernest Holmes. That was one of the last collaborations that Ernest Holmes did right before he passed away. Before we get to that, I just want to tell you a few things that he has done. And if you live in LA, you probably recognize some of the great buildings. He was known for actually learning how to draw upside down, because during that time, there were people who weren't feeling comfortable sitting next to an African-American architect. So he learned how to draw upside down. He created over 3,000 buildings throughout the world, literally throughout the world. And he created and designed homes for Frank Sinatra, Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, and many, many, many more. Part of this thing, which I love about this man who was a trailblazer, he didn't allow the circumstance of the time to stop him from doing what he was called to do, his purpose, his life purpose. He was in a space where he could not even live in the homes or in the area, the neighborhood that he was creating and designing homes for. His purpose in life was to create a world that works for everyone, especially as an architect, especially as someone who felt that we all should be able to live where we want to live. So part of his movement was he went to Washington, D.C. to help people who were underserved, and he built homes for those who didn't have homes. His major project here in Los Angeles was part of the hotel, Beverly Hills Hotels. He helped create the airport, part of the buildings at the airport. And then in 2017, he was giving a medal of distinction from the AIA, which is the Architect of America Institute. Part of this work here that I love about him is how he pushed through to make a difference for other young Black architects to come through and to celebrate their gifts. So here's what I want you to do. Here's our call to action. I want you to take time to go and research our African-American pioneers in the New Thought movement. Now, part of this idea of creating the Founders Institute and the Founders Church, Paul and Ernest Holmes became friends. In fact, there was a time where people didn't want Paul Revere Williams to come into the church. And Ernest Holmes says, hold up, this is not our teaching. Our teaching is equality. Our teaching is equality for everyone. Everyone's welcome into this space. So I even love Ernest Holmes more for that. But I want you to really dive deep into the pioneers, African-American pioneers of New Thought. You have June Cobb. You also have Howard Thurman, along with Paul Revere Williams. Check out the foundation and how it's so diverse and how it's so inclusive. So y'all, thank you for joining us here for this incredible time, this incredible celebration, especially during this time. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.